I'll just dial it back a bit.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Too much energy.
I'm scaring the computer.
Yes.
We're recording now,
Ooh,
computer.
look at that, Sam. Nice and calm.
And now we may begin because the
Why,
computer
thank you.
is not glitching anymore.
That's right. Well, that was quite pleasant there. It's like we're having tea. You just introduced
I
us, and
know, right?
let us
Let's
begin.
let's take a copper, yeah?
Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, here we are again for another episode of the Western Contingent. But not only is it just another episode, Sam, right?
Nope. It's the 30th episode.
That is correct. Yes, our 30th episode. That's a big milestone.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun getting there. And we do have something special for the folks coming up in this episode.
Yep.
We will be doing our top 10 30 minutes or less game, and we'll get into that in just a minute.
That is correct.
Got that coming up. But so you were saying you had a busy weekend. I hope it's resolved now, and the week is going to start tomorrow.
Well, it was all self-inflicted busyness because I've got my Wild Hockey shirt on. That's our local WHL team, and they were at the end of their training camp. And so the way they run training camp is they break all of the prospects into, and returning players into different teams. And then those teams basically at the end of training camp have a tournament. And so they invite the community to come watch the final championship game of that tournament against the two teams that made it through the tournament. And then today they did a rookie game against our rivals, the Tri-City Americans, and which is about an hour and a half away. And so those two things happened. So I served at my church all three services this morning. So we woke up early this morning, and then we also went to the 2:00 game for hockey, and then came home and was able to get a little bit of a rest, and then jumping on here to do this. Yesterday it was the live Q&A in the morning with my wife, getting my kid to football practice, and then we went and did the hockey stuff last night as well. But it's just, again, it's not complaining. It's just, man, it never stops. And
Right.
You were talking about how there's not much. It's been so long since there's been a difference between the two. But at least tomorrow is a holiday, but I'm still doing something for work. But it's going to be a fun something. I'm going to spend part of the day with a local farmer friend of mine as they use run their combines to harvest their wheat fields. And there should be, I'm going to make a little video out of it and put it on the Flipside. But I want to interview him to get his perspective on a couple of things, and then the rest of it is just going to be pics of and different videos and that kind of stuff. So that should be a fun thing. Me and Jess are going to go out and do that together, but it'll be fun. I think.
Yeah, good.
So it'll be good.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, tomorrow I'm taking my cousin's in town from Houston. Actually, he's in Kansas City right now on a work detail, but he's in here visiting for the weekend, and we're going to go to the Sphere to see. There's a Wizard of Oz thing they're doing called, and they're calling it a 4D experience.
Yeah.
And they've altered the movie a little bit, I guess, or enhanced it or done some things. But anyway, it's going to be kind of cool. This will be the second time I've been to the Sphere. I've only saw on the postcards on Edge, the other movie experience thing they had. So I'm really looking forward to that. There should be a lot of fun.
That's cool. Yeah, we wanted to try to do the Sphere, but we just never got around to it when we were there in Star West. It's kind of something where you can go there, but they don't always have some type of attraction going, right?
No, I think every day.
Really?
Yeah, like for example,
every day.
Would you say something different?
Yeah,
I don't think something different. Like for example, like if there's not a residency, because I think it's the Backstreet Boys are there now or have been there or whatever coming back.
Really?
Yeah, they were there for residency. But like for example, tomorrow they could still be there. I don't know. But for example, tomorrow I went to buy tickets, and the Wizard of Oz show is at 11, 2, and 5. So
Yeah.
every 3 hours. So I think, yeah, pretty much every day there's something going on there.
Something going on. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
we'll keep
because
that
let
in
me tell
mind
you,
for next year.
they need money to keep that place running, boy. That was a
I mean, to tell you, that's
multi-billion-dollar project. So
yeah. I mean, even it's got to be expensive just to keep that thing running. All the power that it takes.
absolutely. Yeah.
Jeez, it's
It's
cool
amazing.
though.
It's amazing how this economy is just out of control. I mean, everything, the prices are just so high. Like
Mhm.
it's wow. It's
What's your gas prices right now?
oh, you know what? I This is gonna sound weird. I'm one of those kind of people. I don't ever really pay attention because it's something I have to do, right? So I don't.
Right.
It's like I've never really cared. I just get gas in my car because I just need it. Um,
Yep.
but I literally just filled up my car, like because I'm one of those kind of people. I don't really fill it up until the light comes on to tell me I need to fill it up. And
Mm,
and I think it was like 17 gallons, 17 and a half gallons, and I don't know, $60 maybe.
yeah. Yeah,
So
that's about the same. Well,
yeah.
we're at well, yeah, we're at about 4.30, $4.30 a gallon. It's
Oh,
crazy.
that's much more than we are here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking you're it sounds like you're probably around 350 or something like
I
that.
think, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But man, yeah, we last year, I mean even the beginning of this year, we were there. We were at about 340, 350, and then it's just kept going up, kept going up. So it is what it is. I mean, I'm kind of like that. I'm kind of like the same way you are. I do keep an eye on it. There's one place in town that's always cheaper than everybody else, and that's where I go to fill up. But it's like 10 cents difference, so it's like you're saving a buck,
Yeah.
literally, from place to the other. But so I wait until um, I'm driving by and depending on where if I get close to about a quarter of a tank, rarely I'll go below a quarter of a tank. Um, before I fill up. But yeah, that's the way it is.
Yeah, man, everything. Even like the Sphere, for instance, literally we went about a year ago to see the postcards from Edge. It's like
Yeah.
$15 already difference just within the past year. It's gone up.
Mm.
Like everything. It's just out of control. But anyway, that's a whole other thing.
Yep. This is our top 10 games that are 30 minutes or less. And so, as I was telling Tim before, actually, I texted him about this. The way I did this, I don't know how you did it. You can talk about your process too, but all I did was I did an advanced search on BGG, and just one of the things that you can fill out is maximum time, and I put in there 30 minutes, and then clicked go. Well, I also clicked the little checkbox that says do not include expansions because I didn't want to have that gumming up my search. So I did that, and then I clicked submit, and then wrote down a whole bunch of possibilities, and then came up with a 10.
Yeah. And it's funny, I did that too. And when I pulled up the list, the first game was Seven Wonders, and the second game was Dominion. And I'm like, yeah, this is not right. I don't know
Well,
how that filter worked. Like, so
no, what it goes by what they have entered into um, that game's stat page or whatever you want to call it. So that's another thing that I wanted to say. There are a lot of games where I was like, nope, that's not a 30-minute game.
right. So that was your criteria. My criteria is all of these games are 100%. I know that I can play in 30 minutes, that I have played, not can play, that I have played in
Yes.
30 minutes or less. Now,
Yep.
I think the deciding factor is going to be the comments. The people out there are going to tell us their experiences with the game. So make sure you can
Sure.
go ahead and rate them, okay? Because
Yep.
again, I'm 100% sure every single one of these are definitely 30 minutes or less.
Yeah. Most of mine are, you could probably play, I'll say well over half of mine are games that you could probably play multiple times in 30 minutes.
Mhm.
But if you have someone that is taking longer time on their turn, then it'll probably max out at 30 minutes. But
Let's
most of
go ahead
these,
and say it. The dreaded AP person.
I didn't say a
I'm
thing.
gonna say it. Those people.
Well,
Those people.
sometimes I'm that person. Sometimes we were just can't remember if it was you or I or if it was somebody else. We were talking about how the games that use the Mancala. No, it was somebody else. I remember it was during our live Q&A. Games that use the Mancala mechanism,
Oh,
like Five Tribes, and there's other games. They're blank. I'm blanking on them right now. But if it uses the Mancala mechanism, I usually seize up
oh, do you?
when I'm trying to take my turns because everybody is usually saying, "Oh yeah, well, dang, I shouldn't have left him that." And wow, he's got that available to him. And I'm like, I don't see a thing out there that would be a good thing for me to do. And so it's just like it's one of those things. But yeah, um, analysis paralysis can definitely be the harbinger of doom for some of these 30-minute games. But more often than not, you're good.
Yes, yes. All right. So who would like to start? You or me? What do you think?
You go first, my man.
I go first. Okay. I want to say two things also before I start my list. Number one, unfortunately, mine are all card games. I just want to say that up front because um, there weren't. And again, it's hard, right, to just go back. I don't do the BGG stats. I don't keep, whatever. So I don't really know what I played. I tried to look at lists, look at some of my games behind me and all that kind of stuff. I just
Yeah,
couldn't find any in the time we had to do this. So
I
that's
get
one
you.
thing. And secondly, my first two that I'm going to talk about are brand spanking new, but I put on there. I really enjoyed them. So, okay. So the first one is I just told you about last week. It's Flip Tunes.
Number
It was
10, right?
number 10. Yes. Number 10 is Flip Tunes. It was a Gen Con release. It's with cards. It's the one drawback in it, which is something for me personally that you kind of don't know what people are doing. You just have to trust they're doing the right thing, right? Because
Oh,
you lay down cards, you make your own grid, add your points, see if you're following the rules. But it was fun. It was
hmm.
fun because you have to reach like the first person to reach 30 points. And at one round, somebody reached 27, but we had to play again. And it took 2 or 3 more rounds for somebody else to win. So just because you're close doesn't mean those right cards are going to come out. So it's like a deck
Gotcha.
builder. So it was
Yeah,
just a lot of fun, real quick, and highly enjoyable. So Flip Tunes.
that's cool. That sounds interesting. My number 10 is a game that I've only played once, but I enjoyed it so much that it has actively replaced Star Realms because it is very similar to Star Realms, but this one is called Star Wars: The Deck Building Game. And one of the cool things that I liked about this was the fact that you had your market out there just like you do with Star Realms, but there are some cards in it that are only for the Imperial player, and there are other cards in it that are only for the Rebel player. And you cannot purchase the cards that aren't for the faction that you're playing, but you can usually play other cards that will allow you to get rid of those other cards that are really going to help your opponent. So I thought that was an interesting thing. It definitely has the same vibe as Star Realms, but it had that extra little oomph of competition and tension where I really want to buy the card that I can use well, but the other added tension is there's another card out there that he can really do better at than if I purchase this card for me. So I'm going to do whatever I can to get rid of that card. I really enjoyed that. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So
There you
Star
go.
Wars, the deck building game, I got taught at Origins by my buddy Jim. And it was the first time I've ever played it. And I have been actively on the lookout. I haven't actively sought after it, but when I'm in a store or when I'm shopping, doing something else, I'm seeing if I can find a copy of it. I really enjoy this game.
Nice. Yeah, especially with the IP, right? So anybody who are fans of
Yes.
Star Wars, there you go. Good one. My number 9 again is one I've only discovered in like the past month, maybe, but I've played it 4 or 5 times and I just really enjoyed it. And that is
Wow.
Up or Down. And
Mm.
that's the Kramer Kiesling one I told you about. 3
Mhm.
players. Last time I played was 3 players, 20 minutes.
Mhm.
Um, and it's just really good. It's dynamic. There's that tension because you have to place cards and try. It's one of those kind of games where you try to make a plan and it just like you can't do it. You know what I mean? Like it just
It works or it doesn't work.
yeah, it's just constantly moving and adjusting, and you want to do this and you can't. It's just really compelling, really fun, and I've enjoyed every single play. Like I said, 3 or 4 or 5 times, whatever I played in the past month of the game, up or down. Really
Yeah,
good.
that's really cool. My number 9 is a game called Sausage Sizzle. This is a dice rolling game where you are trying to score the most points for 6 different animals that are out there. And the way you score the points is when you roll dice. The thing that I like about it is that it's very much a push your luck game, but it's a very light push your luck game. And that is because all of the multiplier dice that are in the dice that you roll have their regular one. Well, actually, they're 1 through 5s, and the 1 is a sausage. And there are 4 multiplier dice. Basically, what you're trying to do is you're trying to roll as many animal dice. You're trying to roll as many of the animal that you're trying to score that round as you can on the animal dice, and then you want to roll the highest multipliers that you can on the multiplier dice. And it goes up to 5. It doesn't go up to 6. But if you roll all sausages, you get to multiply your animal dice by 7, not just 5, which is the highest multiplier on the multiplier dice. But they all have to be sausages. If you roll 3 sausages and a 5, you're multiplying by 1. So it's one of those things where you're like rolling, and you think you can do well, and you can make decisions, and you roll. You can continue. You have to lock 1 die, but you can continue rolling until you don't have any more dice that you can lock. It's really, really fun, and it's so lighthearted, and it's so easy to teach. I just really enjoy playing this game, and it's one of those ones that I take with me to almost every game event that I go to, because inevitably there's always going to be a time where everybody's just kind of sitting around doing nothing in between games or before everybody gets there. And this is a game that you can bang out in easily 20 to 30 minutes. It's really fun. Sausage Sizzle by 25th Century Games.
Oh, look, I've never heard of that one. I'll have to look that one up. The next one for me, this would be my number 8. I have not played in quite a while, but when I did play it, I played it quite a bit, and I also taught it quite a bit. I think it's a fantastic game. It is a derivative of a very popular game, and that is Codenames Duet. The 2-player game. Now, the thing why this is 30 minutes is because there's sort of a diminishing return. I don't know if that's the correct term, right? But, say it's like, I think it's 9 clues to start or whatever with the words you have to find. Most people know code names, but it diminishes, right, as you go down, just like the regular code names game. So, again, the turns are going to be a lot quicker because you don't have that many clues to give and all that kind of stuff. It's a fully cooperative game, which I love. You're both trying to defeat the game, win it together. It has that extra added value for me. And it's just very enjoyable. Again, to me, just those cooperative games are very enjoyable. But it's just, I was just so impressed at the job they did from Codenames that Codenames Duet, I just thought was like, wow, this is a Codenames killer kind of. They did such a good job with Codenames Duet.
That's cool. Yep. I know JT really enjoys that one. He's my buddy over at the Flipside. And he really enjoys that one. That's his preferred way to play Codenames. Just the 2-player version.
Sure.
So
For sure.
Good choice. Good choice. All right. My number 8 is a brand spanking new game. Now, apparently they released this game on Board Game Arena before they released it out into the wild in a physical version. But Asmodee has put out Toy Battle. And that is my number 8. Toy Battle is a what?
That's 30 minutes or less?
Oh, yeah. Dude, I can play this multiple times in 30 minutes.
Okay.
Easily. And I absolutely have, because I sat down and played with my son, and because my son likes Clash Royale a lot, and this has a very similar feel to it. You don't have all of the units like you do in Clash Royale, but it's very much the same kind of game. And so I figured I could play this with him, and we sat down and we played at least 2 games in 30 minutes
Okay.
on different boards and all of that kind of stuff, because usually it gets to the point where one person or the other has that unit in their hand that the other person wasn't expecting them to have at that particular moment in time. And it's like, oh crap. And so it's either going to be one of those things where they're able to score the last few stars that they're going to need to get, or they can now make a rush for your base, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Wow.
So it's just one of those things where I really enjoyed it. I think it was the fact that it comes with 4 boards that are double sided, and each of the different maps have a different little nuance in the game rules. Really enjoy that. I like the slight randomness of what units you're going to have from game to game, because you actively remove 4 tiles at the beginning of every game. So there's a lot of stuff that's in this little game that I really enjoy, and it was a sleeper hit for me. I was not expecting this at all. I went to an Asmodee event at Origins, and it was part of the kind of like the prize package that you got for being invited to this event, and took it home, played it, and we love it. So that's my number 8, Toy Battle.
Yeah, Toy Battle was great. I have to admit, I only played it once, and it was a learning game. I was shown it, and yeah, I loved it. I'm looking to play it again, and yeah, I mean that's great to hear, because if you can definitely get maybe even 2 games in under 30 minutes. My next one, again, card game. I told you guys that at the beginning, and that is Trio. Very simple cross between, if people don't know it, Old Maid and Go Fish. It's just a lot of fun. It's just sort of embarrassing to play. You're like, I literally turned over that card last turn and I already forgot what it was. You know what I mean? Like, I feel so stupid sometimes because it's got that memory aspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just really enjoyable. And because it has that Old Maid Go Fish feel, which like pretty much everybody knows, right? Growing up playing as a kid, everybody I've shown that game to just instantly warms up to it, instantly likes it, instantly enjoys it, understands it, plays it, and wants to play it again. It's just a very enjoyable game, quick, a lot of fun. And I believe it's up to 6 people too, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
I think. So yeah, it's Trio's a fantastic game.
That's something else. I think Sausage Sizzle goes up to 5. And that's another thing. Some of these games, I had a hard time getting away from 2-player games
Yes.
with a lot of my favorites. I wrote down some that a lot that aren't 2-player games, but my favorites are that are 30 minutes or less. With 30 are usually 2 players. But Toy Battle was that way. The Star Wars deck building game is. Sausage Sizzle is about 5, I think, and then my number 7, the next one, is also not a 2-player game, and this is called Silver and Gold.
Oh yeah, they're rolling right.
Silver and Gold is it's actually a flipping right.
Oh, flipping right, yeah.
Because you're not, it's a blanking right. That's what I usually call them nowadays. And I think it goes up to 4 players, and maybe more than that. I can't remember, but it's just a really neat game about trying to score the most points as you're going through these different treasure maps, and what you can do is whenever you flip over a card, you get to mark off a certain number of those sectors on your different treasure maps that you have. And so once you get all of these different sectors marked off on this treasure map, well, that treasure map is now going to score you a certain number of points at the end of the game. But then there's also a set collection aspect of it going on as well, which is cool. And I've just really enjoyed this game a lot over the few years. It works really well with new gamers, and it does not take a long time to play. It's just super fast. It's easy to teach, and people just are able to grab onto it really fast. And it usually will have that vibe of, at the beginning of the game, people are like, okay, I don't really get what's going on. But then about, a quarter of the way, maybe a third of the way through the game, everything clicks, and everybody's off to the races. And it's one of those games where people usually want to play it again right after you get done playing. So that's my number 7, Silver and Gold.
Yeah, that's a good one. I haven't played that one in quite a while, but I do remember I did enjoy that one. My next one is an oldie, but goodie. I've been playing this game my
6 years old?
Oh yeah, since I was 6. Yes. Oh, more than 6 years old. Oh, for sure. This game is 100, maybe 200 years old.
What?
Yeah. And I've been playing ever since I was like 6 years old, since I was a kid, grown up playing this game. Just love it. And that is cribbage.
Cribbage.
So, yes. Whether it's 2 players, 3 players, 4, probably over 30. But 2 and 3 for sure, 30 or under. 4, who knows? Because it's just your hand. You don't just get that many points, right? It's just harder to score.
Yeah.
But again, just a classic card game. Been around for years. I always travel with that game, have that with me. And the interesting thing for people who have seen cribbage, the board that people like associate with cribbage, right? As soon as you hear cribbage, they see the board. That's only to keep score, right? That really has no part of the game. It's just a scorekeeper. But people always assume, who don't know cribbage, they think that's like the game, but it isn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
The scorekeeper.
Yeah, cribbage is a card game, right?
It is. It's just a card game. Yep.
Yeah. The board. Yeah. I knew that. I knew it was a card game, and I knew that the board that's usually associated with cribbage is only used for scoring. But I've never played cribbage that I can recall. I don't think I've ever played cribbage ever in my entire life.
Oh, really?
Yep. So the next time, you're gonna have to teach me how to play.
Yeah, it's just a great game. And again, with a deck of cards, right? There's like hundreds of games you can play with a deck of cards. Yeah, and that's just another one of the great ones.
Right. Well, that's a good one. I almost and I didn't because I thought it would be too cheeky, but I almost put Crokinole on this list. I got bit, bro. I got bit, man. It's really fun. It's so simple. We probably. I don't think I'll ever play with the whole 5, 10, 15, 15-point area score. I think we're just going to do like they do in tournaments and just score 2 points. 2 points for everyone that you win, because I'm not a huge person on doing math, even if it's just addition and subtraction. But anyway, I didn't, because I'm new. I don't want to be a poser. All right, my number 6 is it's 2 games, but the reason I'm putting 2 games is because it's the same game, just with 2 different themes on it. And that's the only reason I'm doing 2 games.
And I'm sure I have this on my list too. I think I know what it is. I'm sure I have.
Okay. Well, this one is called either Hanamakoji or Jishia Academy. Either one, it's just a theme. The game and how you play it is exactly the same. And it's one of those games that it's a 2-player game. It's a very simple 2-player game, but the tension can be cut with a knife, because you only have 4 actions that you can do. And most of those actions are choosing what card. You have to put out a number of cards. Your opponent gets to choose which ones they keep first, and then you get whatever's left. And you're trying to basically curry the favor of these different geishas or students to come to your side of the board. It is so tension filled. It is such a satisfying game with such a small footprint. It's such a fun game. I really enjoy it. That's my number 6, either Hanamakoji or Jishi Academy, whichever one strikes your fancy.
Yeah, that wasn't what I was thinking. However, I did not put that on my list because that is one of those games that I'm in love with just the 21 cards or 30, whatever. It's a small amount of cards, but that game can hurt your brain. Like, it really can. And the reason I didn't put it on, Sam, because I'm like, that's a game. AP is inevitable. Like, there's like, when you're talking about the tension, it's like, man, like this, it's like, Oh, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
why I didn't put it on. It
Yeah.
was so close, but that's a
I
great
get
choice.
it.
That's
I get it. Usually, and I'm usually one of the people at the table that's battling analysis paralysis. But that's one of the games where I'm just like, I don't know how this is going to go, but this is what I'm going to do. Boom, and I just do it. It's like ripping the Band-Aid off instead of just slowly peeling it back.
right, right,
So
right.
that's
Yeah,
that's
but
the way I handle that.
you're right. The tension in that game. Oh, it's so so good. But again,
Yep.
that's one of the games where again you AP is built in because the
Yep.
decisions, even though like you said, they're sort of simple, right? It's not that
Yeah.
complicated. It's so
Yeah.
hard. Oh yeah, what a great game! What a great game. Um, my number 5 is one I just learned in April when I was at the gathering. It is a derivative of a game from the same designer of Scout.
Hmm.
And this game is called Revolve.
Hmm.
Again, it's a small footprint. I don't know, like it's got to be less than 24 cards or something, really small. Up to
Hmm.
4, and it's man, it's only 4 points to win the game, right? Like,
Wow.
and it's really quick, and it's the shedding, um, uh, climbing, trick taking sort of mechanics all kind of combined. But you take
Hmm.
cards, you revolve them. Like when you take a cards back, you revolve them. So it has that whole aspect. Um, but yeah, it's very good, easy to learn, easy to pick up, easy to teach. Really thin, small little box. But
Mm.
if you like Scout, and I know a
Yeah.
lot of people do, and they like that genre of game, I really think this will fit in your wheelhouse, or you'll like this well. This is a
Yeah.
simpler, easier, quicker version ish of that type game,
Yeah.
but it's fantastic. Revolve.
Very cool. Very cool. Revolve. All right, my number 5 is a fairly new game that basically was a grand slam as far as people were concerned and how much people liked it. And this one's called the Fellowship of the Ring trick taking game. This is one where each, I don't know, this has got to be less than 20. This has got to be less than 30 minutes for each chapter. Each chapter takes maybe 10 minutes,
Yes. Yep.
15 minutes, maybe. But you'll probably be playing this longer than 30 minutes only because I think the time limit that they put on the box is for a single chapter. And you'll want to play it longer than that. But it's definitely one of those games where you can play multiple chapters in 30 minutes and you'll have a blast doing it. So it's just one of those crew esque type of trick taking games that
Mhm.
are all the rage right now, where everybody has kind of their own little goal that you're trying to accomplish by the end of the hand.
Yep.
And it is cooperative in that you're trying to help people do it. Um, but there's also a little bit of communication restrictions going on as well. You can't
Absolutely.
just tell everybody what's going on.
Yes.
So it's so fun, and it meets that theme so well, and that's why it's my number 5, the Fellowship of the Ring trick taking game.
Yes. Absolutely. Fantastic pick. Fantastic pick. My number 4, again in the genre of cooperative games, like you just did. I have a couple of those. I think half my list are cooperative games, actually. Let me see. One, uh, two, three, four. Actually, four of them are. But this one is The Game. I
Mm,
really enjoyed that from the second it came out. Um, and for people who don't know that, it's if you know the mind, it's I don't think it's the same designer. It could be, I'm not quite sure, but it's just a sort of like a straightforward with walls kind of version of the mind, because the mind
mm,
is real abstract, look in people's eyes, feeling. But the game is just straightforward, number climbing, put it down. Um, even 4 people, it's 100% less than 30 minutes. You can even play it solo. I always play with the fire expansion in it, which adds a nice little twist. But yeah, it's a really good
mm.
game, very simple to get into, and I enjoy the game. The probably the number one stupidest name of a game ever, because trying to search it up, right? Like on BGG or internet or anything, the game, like it's
Correct.
just it's ridiculous, right?
Correct. And as soon as you think about it, you've lost.
What do you mean?
As soon as you think about the game, you've lost the game. So if you save the game or so you make somebody think about the game, they lose.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about, Sam. Am I just too
I'm
old?
sorry.
Is that
I'm
one of the things
sorry.
that young kids do?
Yes, sir, it is.
Because I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I'm probably giving it, there's probably, if there's any young people watching this, they're probably going, what a boomer. He doesn't even know what he's talking about, which is probably true. All right, my number 4 is, and to kind of hit off of that, I think the Fellowship of the Ring is the only cooperative game that I have on my list, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All of the rest of them are competitive. So that's interesting. My number 4 is another 2-player game, and this one, if you enjoy chess, this one might work out for you. It is a 2-player. It's called Onitama.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about this game is that it comes with, I think the base game comes with 18 or 24, something like that, cards, and each of the cards are moves that you can make with any of your little pawns on the board, and you only use 5 of those cards every single game. And the cool hook for this game for me is that you're going to give your opponent the moves that they're going to use to beat you, and vice versa. Because you start with 2 on your edge of the board, and your opponent starts with 2, and there's a 5th move that's over here on the side of the board. And what you have to do is use one of your moves. Then that's going to go over. You're going to take the one that's in the middle and put it. And so those are flip flopped. And now the person that you're playing against is going to do the same thing. So you've used a move, and now they're going to be able to have that move in their arsenal as well. And it makes for a really neat kind of most of the games that I've come into this feeling of a kind of like a cat and mouse type situation where you are holding on to this one move, trying to get the other person in just the right situation to where you can use this move to its greatest effect. But sometimes it just doesn't work that way. I really enjoy this game though. And it's one of the games that one of the only games that I can beat Jason Levine at. So there's that. My number 4, Onitama.
Yeah, Onitama is so good. Like you say, I like the choice of, like you said, you had 18 cards, but you only play with the 5 or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody sees every possible move for the entire game. So it's kind of good knowing, oh man, if I take this, that means I'll be giving it to them to take, and they could use that. It's really good, that back and forth. I like that whole aspect of Onitama. It's really good. My next one again is another cooperative game. This one is like 12 minutes or whatever. Like, if it's 4 people, it's 19 minutes, 20 minutes, just very short cooperative game. It's not in America yet. As a matter of fact, the company that I'm involved with, Play to Z, we're going to be putting this game out here in America, and that is called The Brain. It's 32 cards, I believe, a limited deck of cards, and it's just cooperative, no communication whatsoever. You're all just trying to beat the game together. That's my thing, right? I know we've talked about this several times, cooperative games with hidden information. Yeah. I really enjoy that genre, really love that genre. And this game is 100, it's 15 minutes max even. I wanted to actually put that in the box, but I think he wanted to put 20 or 30 because it's sort of not that's another thing, right, Sam? I mean, it's sort of not appealing to people if a game says 10 minutes. Short. Yeah, if it's too short, right? You have to sort of false advertise, right? If a game is really only 10 or 15 minutes, you got to put like 30 because people just would probably, and this was one of those type of games where it's kind of like, oh, it's so good, people enjoy it, but it really is only 10, 15 minutes max, So really good.
That's cool. All right, my number 3 is another 2-player game, and this one is one that I've enjoyed ever since it was part of the Cosmos 2-player line. But Osprey Games is the one that puts out the 2nd edition of Odin's Ravens. And Odin's Ravens is one of those things. Yeah, Odin's Ravens is such a good game. So,
Yes.
and the thing that I like about it is that it's a race, first of all,
Yep.
and you're trying to play landscape cards down to move your Raven along the landscapes as fast as you possibly can, so that you race around Midgard and get back to Odin first. But there's so many different like things that you can just throw in the spokes of your friend's bike, because you've got a Loki deck, and that's limited use because once that Loki deck runs out, you can't reshuffle it, but all of your other cards you can reshuffle. It's just a really fun race to get from Odin through Midgard and back to Odin. And the card play is so great here, and the different ways that you can manipulate the track that you're
Yep.
playing on is really fun. And you can sometimes mess yourself up on accident, I found. Thank you very much. By playing the wrong cards. But because often when you manipulate that track, you're not really thinking, oh, I'm going to have to go through that again.
That's right.
I'm going to have to hit that patch that I've messed up. And sometimes you can really mess yourself up, but it's still a really fun game. Odin's Ravens, second edition from Osprey Games, my number 3.
Yeah, I forgot all about that game. Again, there's so many games, right?
There are.
There was a period where, that was like one of the games that was in my constant rotation. Played it all the time, taught it a lot. It's a really good 2-player game. And like you say, the whole race aspect is an intriguing part of it, but it's so good. Like seeing the track right at the beginning of the game, right? Because you know where you have to go and you know have to come back, and so it's like you see it, you just got to get there. Odin's Ravens is really good, really good.
It's a good one.
My second one is actually, this is the first crossover. So when you said 2 games that are basically the same, but you're going to pick one, I thought you were talking about Fellowship of the Ring and The Crew. So I thought you were gonna kind of like that. Those are the ones I thought you were talking about. That's why I said, "Oh, I know what you're gonna come up with." So yes, just like Sam had this at, what was it, 4, Sam?
5.
5. This is my number 2, and the reason it's number 2 is because of the I can't think of the term I'm thinking of, but how you can pick and choose how long you want to get. Because even if one chapter is 10 minutes, you could play 3 to get up to 30. So that's what I like about it is, hey, we just want to play one chapter. Great. Go into our big game for the night. Fine. We want to play 2 or 3, whatever chapters. So it's definitely under 30, right? Because it's just a matter of how many chapters you play.
Yep.
And I'm probably going to play it next week or when I go to the retreat. And I'm probably going to pick up at 1 again and try to get through the whole thing. But again, it's good. It's a good game, and I'm surprised that's the only crossover we've had on this entire list so far.
Well, you just got to play better games, bro. That's... I mean, come on, man, get with it.
All right, Sam, I'll play better games.
That's great. All right, my number 2 is a game that just got delivered to backers. I've been playing it for a while because we were able to get a prototype copy of it before, while the Kickstarter was going on. But this one's called Wine Cellar by Andrew Stiles, put out by 25th Century Games. And this is one that plays 1 to 8, all the way up to 8 players. And it also has a solo mode as well. Now, the solo mode isn't incredibly robust. You're basically just trying to beat your own score. But you can play it solo all the way up to 8 players. And it just has it's a bidding game, pretty much. The hand of cards that you have that you start the game with are all have numbers on them. And what the numbers go up to is dependent by how many players are in the game. And so you play a card down, and if it's a high number, that means you're putting down a high bid. And the number determines what order you pick from the market that's in the middle of the table. And then at the end of that, the cards that were played as bids become the market for the next round. And I really like that mechanism. I also like the aging, the wine aging mechanism that they have. That's where you score points. And so basically all of the wine bottles, that's what the cards are basically, have a 8 sector kind of bridge on them. And all of those boxes have 1 to 8 points, and it's going to score you that much depending upon where it is in your wine cellar. And you score this diagonal line. It's such a fun game. The first thing that brought me to this game was the fact that it has Vincent Dutrait's artwork. I'm a Vincent Dutrait fanboy, and I really enjoy his artwork. So that's what put it on my radar. But after I played it, I was like, man alive, this is such a fun game. Just a bonus that Dutrait's artwork is on it because it just makes it even more fun, in my opinion. That's my number 2, Wine Cellar.
Yeah, I remember we talked about this. You told me how good that was because I told you I had a friend of mine pick that up from Gen Con for me.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I haven't gotten it to the table yet, but I'm pretty sure I will this coming week.
Very cool.
Yeah, and a lot of it's off of your recommendation too. I know you really enjoy that, so I'm excited to get that to the
I hope you enjoy it. I think you will.
I'm sure I will. My number 1 is I'm going to make a bold statement, and I'm just being a little hyperbolic and a little fun here. But this I think is the undisputed king of quick games. It's a lot of fun. Any sort of gamer, I'm going to say, people who are familiar with the game, know the game, are just like, oh yeah, 10 minutes, yeah, let's do it. It 100% is, and that is point salad. It's just like you can't dispute it. It's like, sure. Even if you have 5 people, which I think is the max, you're getting through in like 15 minutes or something. It's just so quick. And if you do have 5 people, you can play 4 or 5 games in an hour. Again, it's just because one of the very fun things I think are interesting things about this game is you can't think. And I think you know what I mean, where you can't sort of plan like, oh, I'm going to go with these 2 vegetables, or I'm going to get this because it's just constantly changing, right? Like so you can try with a plan, but you're almost always going to end up with some sort of negative points, right? Because you have to this or that. But it's just quick, it's just fast. You're just drafting cards. It's like I said, hyperbolic fun. I think it's sort of the king of quick games, and that's Point Salad. And I'm really excited to try. I know they got Point City, Point Galaxy, maybe one other one. I haven't tried any of those, but I hope that they have that same shortness of length, the same dynamic play, because if they do, then I'll be a fan of those as well.
Well, if you got to remember what Maverick said. Maverick said, if you think, you're dead. So there you have it. I agree.
Talk to me, Goose. Talk to me.
My number 1. Yeah, my number 1. Now this one is the one that if analysis paralysis strikes this, you're definitely going to go over 30 minutes. But if people are savvy on how to play the game, it's easily done in 30 minutes because it's a race to get to 40 points first. And usually once you've got your engine going, it's really hard to slow down. And you don't want to slow down. But that's how the game goes. And I have definitely played this game in 30 minutes or less. This one is called NAR. KNARR. NAR. No, it's not pirates. It's Vikings. And it is one of those games where you start playing in the first few rounds, you're thinking, wow, this is going to take a while. And because you're all kind of inching up 5 points, 6 points. Oh, somebody got up to 8 points. Oh, and then a couple of turns later, somebody's at 24. And you can see where, oh, they might win in 2 turns. It's just one of those things where it's so fast. And it comes in this small little box from Pandasaurus. And my goodness, it feels like such a big game, but it isn't. It's a very small package, just a couple of decks of cards. And, one of those decks is the Viking crew members that you're going to be putting into your tableau and using them to go on these different journeys that are represented by 2 other decks that are in the deck that are in the box. And It's such a fun game, and it's got great looking artwork. I can't remember the artist's name for the life of me, but it's got great artwork. It's got great gameplay. The only thing that I really have an issue with is that it's really hard to remember to take your reputation points at the beginning of your turn.
Mm.
Usually, somebody at the table, and it's usually me because I'm the one running the game or teaching the game. I have to tell people, remember, take your reputation point, take your reputation point, take your reputation points. But that's the real thing. Everything else about this game I love, and it's one of those games that, again, I take it to almost every event that we host or go to because it's that fun of a game. And I taught it at one of our recent board game nights, and that was at our local store here. And one of the guys that I was teaching it to went and purchased it immediately. It's just one of those games where I don't think I've ever had anybody say, "Nah, I don't really care for this game that much."
Yeah, NAR's fantastic. I actually played it. My friend Matt up in Utah taught it to me this summer, and he does a lot of the games. He's probably going to watch this video because he does a lot of these games. He has a lot. And yeah, you're right. It's really good. I really enjoyed it, and I remember you had told me about it before, and I hadn't played it, so I did play it that time when I was up there because of your recommendation there.
This is probably the one game that I've had the most people as I'm teaching the game. They buy it online.
Oh, really? Okay.
I've had that. I can't tell you how many times I've happened to it, but I've lost count. That's how many times it's happened. Where people are playing, they're like, "Wow, this is so good," and they're over there on their phone. What are you doing? I just bought the game.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
And it's good because it's good that we only had one. I mean, that's very interesting. So the folks watching the show, you've got 19 that makes different choices to check out of games that we consider are 30 minutes or less. It'd be real interesting to hear your thoughts, what you think of these games that are 30 minutes or less. And also in the comments, please put others. Because again, there's going to be many more. Right?
Yes.
There's just so many games out there, and games we've forgotten or haven't gotten to the table. But I would ask a favor for me personally, right? One of the things, there you go. There's some other ones.
That's the list.
One of the things that I would like to see in this category, because again, I said all of mine are card games, which they are. I would like to, if a lot of you have board game or non-card, however you want to call it, games with pieces and a board, whatever, that are 30 minutes or less. Because I know you had Onitama, right? It's still kind of a card game, but it does have a board.
You're using the cards, right?
Yeah.
Most of the ones that are here, I mean, they're either card games or they're dice games. Most of them. Some of my honorable mentions, I guess. Kabuto Sumo definitely plays in less than 30 minutes, and that's a dexterity game.
Yep.
Not a card game. Age of War is another dice game that definitely plays within that much. Iliad is a newer game that is a you're really it's a tile placement game. It's not a card game. Ragnaroks is another one that is kind of that is definitely not a card game. It's a it's a kind of like a two-dimensional Santorini almost, where you're trying to corner off your Vikings in their own sections of the board to score the most points. Bang the Dice game was one that I definitely could have put on this list easily. King Domino is a tile laying game, not a card game. So they're out there, but again, it's just it's just your experience, and I don't think there's anything wrong with you having only card games on. That's the kind of player that you are. So that's the kind of games that you'll have.
And those are the kind of games that just come to mind, right? Whatever that come up with this list, because you just mentioned, which I thought about, and I'm like, wow, I really like that game. It's been years since I played it. It's Santorini though. That's definitely not a card game. That used pieces. That's a board. But I don't know. Is that 30 minutes or less, Santorini? Probably, right?
It was on the list. It was on the BGG search engine. So I would imagine that's what they have on the box. But I could definitely see how it's a 30-minute game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So there's one right there.
I've played Memoir 44 in 30 minutes.
Right.
Now that's not what's going to happen all the time. Not even close.
Right.
Me and another guy actually at MeepleCon back before it was Dice Tower West. Me and Patrick,
right.
We sat down 30 minutes before the library was going to close. We played an entire scenario of Memoir 44, broke it out, played it, packed it back up, turned it back in before library was over.
Right. And that's the thing also for the folks out there to keep in mind. That is something I didn't do, and I don't think you did either, right? We didn't take games that we just know inside and out, and if we play with people inside and out, we can knock out in 30 minutes. No, we took games that even if a brand new person comes in or whatever, you're teaching people after the teach, because the teach may take 5 minutes, whatever. It's going to be a 30 minute game.
Yeah, exactly. Now, NAR is the one that it's on that teeter totter. If you have some people that take a longer on their turn than they maybe should, if they're not thinking about what they're going to be doing, then it can stretch longer. But that's not the game's fault, in my opinion. I think that's just the player's fault around the table. But it can play, and I have experienced it at 30 minutes or less.
Right, and that's why
you're racing to get 40 points.
Right. And that's why, again, I was being a little hyperbolic, but kind of serious too with that point salad, because even with teaching and playing, you're still like 15 minutes or something. It's just such a fast, quick game.
Yep. That's really cool.
Yeah. But, I think we had a really good list. I'm going to go ahead and try some of those games that you put out. I know you're really hyped out about that sausage sizzle. And I've never.
It is fun.
So,
it's really fun. I mean, again, it's just a push your luck dice game. I don't want to make more of it than it actually is. Don't look for a lot of depth of strategy or anything like that. It's just a fun little, what I would consider probably a pub game where you can take it into a restaurant even, and just play it on the table while you're waiting for your food, and you'll be done before it gets there probably.
Fantastic. Well, folks, thank you one more time for joining us here on our 30th episode of the Western Contingent. And go out and try some of these games that are 30 minutes or less and hold us accountable.
That's right. Do it.
Do it. All right, folks. Well, until next time, I'm Tim from Las Vegas.
I'm Sam from the Pacific Northwest.
Bye, everybody.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.